Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Isle of Dogs. This is a 20th Century Fox acquisition. This is directed by Wes Anderson. You might recognize some of the styles in his directing. It transfers over to animation as well. You know him from the Royal Tenenbaums and why can't I think of anything else right now? Oh my God. If you've seen a Wes Anderson film, you know what I'm talking about. It's He has a long history of just creating some quirky people. Quirky is probably the word people use. Just off kilter dramas that are comedies, mainly in the way the lines are delivered and the scenes are shot, and that sounds like filmmaking. But yes, that's pretty much sounds like standard filmmaking. I realize that, but his is pretty unique. It's pretty it stands out there. You can almost immediately, without sound in many cases, even though his movies often are very sounds. They have a specific sound to them, whether it's just indie type music thrown into the background or just some again quirky music thrown in wherever. It's the kind of thing that all his music, his movies have a unique sound. But even if you didn't hear the sound, you could see from shot to shot in a trailer that without seeing any titles, you could tell this is probably a Wes Anderson film. If you've seen any Wes Anderson films, this is also he also did the Fantastic Mr. Fox adaptation from the book, and yeah, stop motion animation. And this one is very much stop motion animation as well. However, one of the things I really like about this film is that whenever you see something on a screen, like a video screen within the movie, it's hand drawn animation. So there's different levels of animation. There's rules when it comes to how people speak. The dogs, they come through in clear English for each of us. It's good because we have a lot of great actors that you'll recognize their voices. They are found throughout this film, and I'll get to those in a moment. But everybody else, it's set in Japan. Everybody else speaks Japan. They speak Japan. They speak Japanese. Anyway, they speak Japanese, and so except for in the rare moments when the dogs understand the term that they would use in Japanese to say fetch, it comes through as English. So yeah, there's a few different layers to this. There's also translators that help move the story along when it could have just been huge blocks of humans talking. And this is a much bigger story than it is about just dogs. It's just not a cute dog movie. It is very much it's got a little bit of political aspects to it. Certain leader is decided that all dogs are bad boys, bad girls, and they need to be gotten rid of. And it is also, this movie may not have played well during the pandemic, which, by the way, this came out in 2018, just a year or two just before the pandemic really hit. This is an hour and 44 minutes long, and yeah, it's maybe that's what maybe people. It's if depending on how you feel about the pandemic, you might feel strangely conspiratorial when you watch this. I don't know if you're taken by conspiracies. Turns out in this case, the conspiracy might be right. There was a concerted effort for people to love cats and hate dogs. Why? Well, I did not dig into the metaphor too deeply, obviously, because I literally just finished watching the movie and I jumped over here because I'm running out of time in this day. It's coming out late. It's been a busy voting day. So, and it's been raining, and that's weird for us here. So yeah, this has an incredible cast. You get to see Bryan Cranston, Mr. Breaking Bad himself. He's no stranger to doing voiceover work, but in this movie, Wes Anderson allows actors to really sort of inhabit their characters and not just be, hey, I'm Bryan Cranston in a film, or I'm Edward Norton in a film. It's they get to be, yeah, sure, you get the star, the face, but in this case, you don't see the face, you see the dog, and it's they imbue a lot of character into each of their dogs. Of course, you get Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson, Bob Balaban. Who else? Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum, and a kid who is a little boy who's looking for his dog, who's been shipped off to the Isle of Dogs, which is really just a trash heap floating off the coast of Japan. His name is Koyu Rankin. He plays a 12-year-old boy who's taken in by the mayor, who's responsible for all of this. These dogs getting exiled off to this island, this floating junk pile, when they've created a society of their own. It's hard to just fully properly describe this film. I want to say, well, this is what it is. It's for kids, or it's adults. It's a political. It's not. It's all of those things, and to encapsulate it, for me to say, to boil it down into one thing, because it's Wes Anderson in many cases, it's just nearly impossible. For me, I really enjoyed it. I wish I hadn't been working while I was watching it, because there's probably some things I missed as I was watching it, because so much of this, because it is animated in this way, they don't take. There's no wasted frames in many cases when it comes to this. It's all very deliberate in the pacing and the movement of each of the characters, because just to move a character from here to here takes weeks. So they're very specific. It's very intentional in how everything moves and how everything is timed and comes together. So to me it's whenever something big was happening, or whenever it ever got silent, I realized there was word on the screen that I had to read. And yes, they do provide English translations for us who do not know Japanese. So, by the way, the idea of a dog-centric city or cat-centric city in Japan is not unusual. There is actually. I wish I would have checked this. I thought about it and then I forgot to check it. I think that it's. Shinjuku, Shibuya. I think those are the two kind of cities in Japan that one is cat-centric and one is dog-centric. I'm not sure which one is which, but you can look it up. I've been watching a lot of videos where people just walk around Japan recently. That's how I chill out. I love watching Tokyo. People just walking around and exploring, especially Akihabara. It's just, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, and I want to go to that city so bad. So yeah, other names in this: Greta Gerwig plays an American exchange student, come over here, and she's joined the rebellion to save the dogs. She has a little subplot herself. We get other names like Harvey Keitel and F. Murray Abraham and Frances McDormand and Yoko Ono and Tilda Swinton, and seriously, there's Ken Watanabe. It's so many people are crammed into this film, and small parts for big stars, but it's still, they make use of whatever they're given, and I think it's fantastic. And this is the kind of thing I could probably watch again, hopefully not with it in the background as I'm working, hopefully while I can just focus on it. And I think it's fantastic. I love the stop motion animation. This is not a simple type of film to make, and it's got a unique sense of humor. And I know I've said it so many times now, but it's probably not for everybody. If you have you're a little wary. You love dogs, but you're worried about them being in peril or facing death, it might be upsetting to you. I don't know. There's some people I know that are squirmish about seeing this movie because dogs are in danger. Well, dogs in any movie technically are in danger all the time, unless it's like Beverly Hills Chihuahua, and then I'm sure it's a joke, but they're going to just do wacky things. And There's no sure or certain death. There's no dog skeletons in any scenes in Beverly Hills Chihuahua. I'm pretty sure. I've only seen one of them as a result of this series. Prove me wrong. I don't know. I say give this a shot. If you've not seen this yet, if you love stop motion animation, even if you don't, if you love Wes Anderson films and you're like, he did a cartoon again. No, this works on a number of different levels, and it's completely enjoyable in so many ways. Especially if you love the actors that you know so well in other things. Bryan Cranston obviously is awesome as usual, and yeah. So yeah, give this a shot. I highly recommend it. It is it's one of my favorites I've seen in a while. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
330.
330. Oh, I didn't load the page. My document. If you don't already know, I'm going to kill this time by telling you that whenever, at the end of each video, I pick a random, my app picks a random number that correlates to a number on this spreadsheet, and whatever that is, I have to watch it. So, 330 happens to be, oh, well, we got another movie. You know what, we've only been doing movies and shorts recently? Oh, wait. Oh, crap. No. Sorry. I forgot that I already have something picked out for tomorrow. Because Zootopia Plus premieres. I'm going to watch that anyway, so I might as well make it part of the show. Okay, so that's a series. It's like 6 episodes. They might be shorts. I don't know if they're like full half hours or whatever, but they're probably shorts. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. That's what we're going to watch. And then I'll tell you tomorrow what this picked. I will not forget. It's number 330. Let's just say it's going to rock. Or something like that. Anyway, Zootopia Plus on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. That's what we're watching next. See you then. Bye.